Hi everybody, Rose here. Today I'm reacting to Foodie Beauty's live stream called We Are Getting Matching Apartments. So Foodie's done a couple of live streams today, but I chose to kind of skip them because there really wasn't anything of interest. However, this live stream does have something of interest, something very odd. So I guess you can tell by the title of the live stream that something is going on. In this live stream, Foodie was talking about getting herself a studio apartment and also one for Pete's in the same apartment complex. Is she just thinking out loud as she normally does, or is she serious? Can't quite tell yet. But she does discuss the idea of getting herself a studio apartment and getting one for Pete's very close by. Here's what I think is really strange about that. Foodie is going through a tumultuous time right now. Dealing with Nader, dealing with her life. I really don't understand why she's talking about this right now. Do I think it would be beneficial for her and Pete to have their own places? Absolutely. I think that they would benefit greatly from living in their own space and being separated away from each other. However, I don't think this would be the proper time to think about things like that, because Foodie has yet to begin to put her life together and get herself in order. On top of that, when you look for an apartment, don't you need good credit? It's either good credit or a lot of money. You either need one or the other, and Foodie does not have good credit. But she's expecting to find an apartment and also one for Pete's as well. And she doesn't have good credit. That might prove rather difficult. On top of that, the place where they live, I'm sure there's been some damage done to the place. I would imagine that if they both move out, whoever they rent to, they're going to have to go in, repaint the place, tear up all the carpet, check all the appliances, unplug the drains, and that kind of damage is going to total into the thousands. And Pete's name is on the lease. So if they move out, Pete's could potentially be on the hook for whatever damage has been done to the villa. So would it be a good idea for them to move out right now? Probably not. But that's not stopping Foodie from talking about it. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see what I see, because I've got some thoughts and I want to share them with all of you. So let's get to, shall we?
The way goes natural. Wayne Gunsky. Hi, Liz. It's actually really good. I actually like HelloFresh. Like, I find it's easy, quick, satisfying, portion control.
Since when have you been concerned with portion control? The only portion control that you know of is how much you can fit in your mouth at one time. And that's not me being rude. That's just being truthful.
With the price of food these days, this is a Starbucks color changing cup. I need a wake up call. I have one. I had one. So here's the deal. I was talking to Pete, and well, I get some pretty disturbing messages about people knowing where I live and all that shit. So guys have known for a while that we've been wanting to move. It's expensive to live here, so for the price that we pay here, Pete and I could probably go into like an apartment building somewhere or find apartments, matching apartments. Like if we get apartments separate, we're going to get them in the same building or the same, yeah, like we're going to get matching apartments.
So Foodie's saying that she's concerned because people know where they live. Although she's not been very discreet about where she lives. As a matter of fact, she's given out her address so her super fans can send her stuff. And when she goes out and she live streams driving around, There's no discretion there either. I mean, when she live streams, she'll pass by buildings, landmarks, signs, the whole 9 yards, letting people know exactly where she's going and where she's at. But all of a sudden, people knowing her information is a problem. She's concerned for her safety. I would be concerned about people knowing where I live, but I don't live stream like Foodie. Like I said, she's very brazen about letting people know where she lives, where she's going, where she's at. She doesn't care, but all of a sudden she cares. And that's what's prompting this talk of her getting a place and getting a place for Pete's. I'm going to just toss my thoughts out there. Here's what I think is going on. I think that our Foodie, she's exhausted everything trying to get to Nader, trying to lure Nader away from Dee Dee. And one of the biggest bones of contention between her and Nader is Pete's. Nader does not like her living with Pete's. And I don't know if Foodie has it in her head that if she lives alone, that Nader will come see her or come live with her. But that's always been a bone of contention between her and Nader, the fact that she lives with her ex-fiance. Even though her and Pete are not romantically involved, have not touched each other, they don't get down like that, it don't matter. It still bothers Nader. And he's living with Dee Dee, and she's in that nice condo. So maybe this is another way of Foodie just trying to get to Nader, saying, look, I'm living alone, Pete is not here, you can come over, there won't be anybody else around. Let me remind you, Foodie, that Nader is someone that he's living in Dee Dee's condo. So if you're trying to throw out that gift of, I'll buy you a studio, you tried that before and it didn't work. If you want to get his attention, you've got to offer something of equal value or better to get that attention. Like, he wants the best in life, even though he's not willing to go out and work for it. He expects that if somebody's going to give him something, it's something valuable. And a studio is just not going to cut it with him. It's not going to cut it. It really isn't. I think it would be great for you and Pete to be separated. You both need your own space. Pete needs to experience life away from you. He needs to get out. He needs to do things. He needs to have friends. He needs to get his own job and support himself. He can't look at you as completely supporting him for life, because at some point it's going to end. One way or the other, it's going to end. So you might as well just cut the strings now. But the reasoning that you're giving for moving doesn't make sense to me, because wherever you go, Foodie, wherever you live, you're probably going to be foolish and careless and show everybody where you live. And within like a day or two of moving there, Kiwi Farms is going to know exactly where you are. So for that reason, doesn't make sense to move. No. And if you're planning on getting a place for yourself and for Pete's and paying for both places, is it cheaper than the rent that you're paying on the villa? Somehow I don't think so. If the rent on your villa is $1,700 a month and 2 studio apartments are $1,000 a piece, that means you're paying $2,000 a month. It's cheaper to stay at the villa. You may not have as much privacy, but it's still cheaper. And right now you're going through a tumultuous time. This would not be a good time to move. Pete stays in his room most of the time anyway. He's kind of out of sight, out of mind. He's not really a bother. So, concerned about your safety, does that mean that wherever you live, you're going to be a bit more discreet somehow? I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm going to check what's available, you know. No, we're not going to kick. It's not that. It's that we're gonna have our own places, but we're gonna stay in Ottawa probably. So for like 2 years, I know. We are the world. We are the people. Mm-hmm. No, Willow. No roaches. Mm. A lot of buildings actually have renovated. They can still have cockroaches. But
Yeah, that's something else, Foodie. If you move it into an apartment building, and if your place is filthy to the point where it attracts vermin, the apartment manager is not going to be happy nor forgiving about that. And in the villa right now, you've had fruit flies. I don't know if you got roaches, but you got all kinds of problems, all of which are connected to you. You're a filthy person. You cannot be filthy like that in an apartment building. It would not be very responsible of you to move into an apartment building and being as filthy as you are. Because if you move into an apartment and you're so filthy that your filth is attracting cockroaches, those are going to spread to the other units and people are going to complain. And then they'll have to fumigate everybody. It wouldn't be fair to the other residents that are there that are clean, and you move into a unit and then you start attracting bugs, which then spread to everybody else.
I'm just going to heat this up a bit.
And another thing with apartments, and I speak from experience, girlfriend, you cannot be as loud as you want to be all hours of the day and night. Apartment buildings have thin walls. They are not thick at all. So you can't be screeching and yelling at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't be making all kinds of noise. Your neighbors are going to hear you and they're going to complain. There's going to be noise complaints. So there's that to think about too.
It's just for 35 seconds or so. For $1,000 a month? It's gonna be a 1-bedroom. We'll see. I might have to pay a little bit more, but if I live in a slum, I don't care. I want to go to my slum. It's gonna be my own private slum, and I'm gonna decorate it with thrift shop Kijiji decorations. Find a Russian loan shark. Yeah, he needs to be so. Well, that's the thing, and I'm gonna help him. Like, you know, times are tough right now, especially in the world and the finances. So, honestly, I just want to like. Hey, Beezer Shoe. Thank you. Hi, White Knight. Let's. Did I even block everybody? Buy a house with basement and rent it out to Pete's. Yeah.
She's kind of doing that right now. Buy a house and rent out the basement to Pete. Isn't that what she's doing right now in the villa? He just stays in his room. His room isn't a basement, but it might as well be because he's in there all the time. And I forgive me, I just don't get it. I know she wants her own space. I do get that part. But she's in a nice villa that would be really nice if she kept it clean and free of disgusting filth. She's got a washer and dryer there right upstairs next to her room. She's got a dishwasher in the apartment complex. There's a pool. There's a workout room and everything. She moved there and she bragged about all these things, yet she's not really used all of the extras provided. Now she's talking about moving into a low rent studio or a 1-bedroom. And I guarantee you they're not going to have those extras. She's going to have to go to a laundry room to do her laundry. Not that she really does that anyway, but I'm just saying, if she wants to do her laundry, it's going to be more of a trial. She can't just walk upstairs, throw the wash into the washer, and let it go. She's going to have to keep walking back and forth to the laundry area, putting the coins into the machines, and going back when the laundry's done. It's, you know, it's not going to be as nice. Why not just stay where she's at and pay the rent there, because pizza's out of the way, and deal with that and get her life together before doing something life-changing like moving into your old place.
Maybe in the future when I can buy a house. Hey, Missy Moo. Yeah, I'm gonna probably move. I'm not ready to buy a house right now. So what we're gonna do is.
You don't have the money. No credit.
Walkie-talkies.
Ain't nobody gonna sell a house to you. Your credit sucks. You don't have that much money saved up, Foodie. They would see the bankruptcy on your record, and if they found out about all the taxes you owe, they're not gonna sell you a house. Plus, let's just say somebody did. Let's just say on a devil's whim that somebody sold Foodie a small house. Then you got to worry about the property taxes. Then you got to worry about the home repairs, which are going to come up once in a while, and keeping the lawn completely mowed. I mean, there's money and there's maintenance that have to be done. It's not like an apartment where all that stuff is taken care of. More work has to go into it, and you're not ready for that.
Just have. He's actually going to be putting into. Hi Nessa, we talked about that stuff. When we hate his content. I'm not responsible for him, but like I said, like our history together, he's very. At the same time, he needs to learn how to be self-sufficient, but at the same time, I owe him a lot. Like, just for me personally to feel better, like he's never been like, you owe me, but like I need to, like, I don't mind helping him out right now. That's not an issue for me. So yeah, I'm not going to revisit that, but I do want to say, I think it will be healthier for us to have, yes, I'm going to help, of course.
You know, you're right. Pete does need to learn to be more self-sufficient. He really does. He needs to be more self-sufficient and not so reliant on you. He can't look at you as someone that will supply everything he needs for the rest of his life. That's a ridiculous way of thinking. For a grown man to depend on a grown woman for everything. He needs to have a job where he's making money. He needs to get out and make some friends. Do some activities. If you want to help him be more self-sufficient, encourage him to go more out into the world and experience more, Foodie. Go out and do things with him, like you did with the mini golf. Do some exposure therapy. Get him out of his room. Expose him to the world. Help him do things. Take him to public places to where he doesn't feel so awkward around people. He's too much into his shell. He needs to break out of it. He needs to break out of that bubble. You created a safety bubble for him, and he needs to pop it and keep it moving. It'd be very healthy for you two to be away from each other. But I think going beyond that, he needs to not be so scared and awkward with the world. There's a lot of happiness in the world that he's not even aware of yet because he's too sheltered by you.
He's going to be doing a weekly schedule like YouTube, so yeah, maybe it's not, you know, like he's going to do like content he enjoys, but also he wants to do like 2 cooking videos a week, which give him, you know, not a huge income, but at least it helps. So, you know, and he does always offer, he still does actually pay his own credit card bill, like with whatever money he gets from YouTube, he'll pay some of whatever bills he can. Like he paid the internet, I didn't even realize. You know, so he's actually he's not bad. Like people just don't know him as much. Emotional, yeah, he knows exactly. And he can also start talking about his trans journey, you know. A beef bok choy and pepper bowl. But I won't feel like I'm living without Pete because we'll be in the same building or whatever.
You know, honestly, if I were Pete's, being separated away from Foodie and she's going to have her own place and he's going to have his own place, that would make me nervous. Because if Foodie ever decided, you know what, I'm done paying his rent, I'm done paying his bills, she could always stop. Because they are in separate places. Right now, he's living with her. So she pays the rent, he lives there. That's part of his security. But if they both got their own places, and she said, for a while, I'm going to pay your rent, at any given time, she could stop. So unless he had some sort of employment or definite money coming in to where he knew what he was getting every month, if he's still financially dependent on Foodie, that would make me nervous. Like, what's going to happen if she's living in her own place and Nader comes back into the picture? Which I'm under the impression that her talking about wanting her own place, that's part of the motivation. This whole thing of wanting my space. Foodie is someone that she does not like to be alone. She keeps saying, I want to be alone, but she really doesn't want to be alone. She can't stand to be alone. That's why she's on YouTube so much. That's why she's always got her camera on. She can't stand to be alone. She doesn't know how to be alone. She's always going to have somebody there to be her assistant or just to be there for her, to do her bidding or to talk to. She doesn't know how to do alone. I think that she's just trying one more way to attract Nader to her, to spend more time with her, and maybe get him away from Dee Dee.
We'll be close by. Yeah, if you can live close by or whatever, as long as we're in the same city. Because we are also support systems for one another in a lot of ways. So we're gonna figure out our finances together and see what we can do. No, Willowstone, absolutely not. I can have my new boyfriends over without having to worry about biting the pillow. Okay, that's what I'm looking forward to.
So basically, she wants her own place just to get laid. You can do that at a motel room. Because you know it don't happen that often, Foodie. You're not going to have a line of guys outside your bedroom door waiting to break you down.
Hi, Lulu. No. We're actually on a month-to-month, I think, so it's going to be really, really spicy.
Oh, and another thing, Foodie, since I do live in an apartment building right now, if your apartment stinks, people can complain. You can get kicked out for that. If your apartment is messy and dirty and it smells to the point where your neighbors can smell it, trust me, they can and will complain to management. The management's phone is going to blow up and you're going to get a phone call or you're going to get a little love note on your door and they're going to tell you whatever you got going on there, you better clean it up. And they'll come inspect your place. So wherever you go, and you better make sure to keep it clean. If there's any mess inside your apartment or outside, if it reeks of something, your neighbors can smell that because there are vents that go back and forth between the apartments and ain't nobody gonna stand for that. Nobody.
Really? Again, just a reminder for future. If you want me to acknowledge your bullshit, you have to make it worth my while. Hi, Rondo.
You know, I wish her VIPs could toss her the Uno reverse card. Then whenever she would come online, just trauma dumping and dumping her problems, they pulled the Uno reverse card and said, hey, you want us to listen to you like a therapist? You got to pay us. What are we paying you for? You're dumping your problems in our eardrums. I wish they could do that.
So, we're going to get matching apartments. The reverse star. Oh, yeah. That's the best one. Reverse starfish? Alyssa Elshami with BPD2. Elshami. Alyssa, you didn't get unblocked your other account? I emptied my thing. Hey, Costco. We're not moving to Montreal.
Well, that's no surprise. Montreal, from what I hear, is a very expensive city. And I don't think Foodie has the money for that. Nor the good credit.
3K? It'll be cheaper than that, basic. Hi, plain cheeseburger race.
And you got to figure in, y'all, when you move into an apartment, let's think about everything you need money-wise for an apartment. You need first, last month's rent, security deposit, pet deposit if you've got pets. You got to have money to turn on the utilities. So take all of that and times it by 2, since she wants 2 apartments. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, Foodie. You're looking at, oh, let's see, about 5 or 6 grand minimum for that. Let's see you save that much to make it happen.
Why did I say ready set B's? I'm actually so like mind cluttered. I just thought plain cheeseburger B's. If I could stop, it won't be cheaper. Oh, it will.
No.
I'm gonna look. But even if it is that much, it won't be 3,000. If you get a place all included for like $1,000, the most it'll be like $2,400 for a 1-bedroom, 1,200 all included. You can do that. Maybe we'll have to move to Gatineau. It's cheaper there. But for now, we're gonna get matching apartments. After utilities and everything, I pay about $2,400 here. Like, it's insane. Well, not that much, but.
So you're at the villa and you're thinking about moving. You live in a decent area. You're paying $2,400 a month. If you move to a lesser area, per month, if you're paying the rent for you and Pete's, it's going to be about $2,000, right? Maybe a little more, a little less. So it's going to be almost the same, Foodie. And you're not going to have all the extras that you sometimes use, the washer and dryer, the dishwasher. You're going to have to hunt around for those.
Truthfully, maybe not 1,200, but close. Or Gatineau. We'll see. And I mean, I won't be paying forever. I mean, I'm gonna find. Maybe I'll put him in like a smaller apartment, cheaper apartment, since I'll be, he really just needs a room and like.
Oh, there we go. There it is. So she's thinking about a place for herself, and if she can stick Pete's into just a room in somebody's house, she'll do that. And then just pay the rent on the room. Sounds like she just wants to get rid of Pete's, doesn't it? That's what it sounds like. This is something she talked about before. Just giving him a room, just a little space, tucked out of the way, away from her. She just wants her own place away from Pete's. What's the hurry to get out of the villa? That's what I want to know. Like, why are you in such a rush to get out of the villa before your life is even in any way different?
Mm. Shelter. My butler. I clean the whole house. I don't need a butler. I think I can manage a little apartment now. He just needs a studio. But yeah. I mean, they are expensive nowadays. You just have to look around. But like, honestly, I think it's gonna be. Oh, he'll still fetch. If we're in the same building, he can still fetch my parcel. We joked about that. I'm gonna still be calling him. Hey, can you get my parcel?
Well, what if you get an apartment or a studio and he's not right next door? He's like 3 or 4 buildings away or something, because sometimes you can't find 2 apartments or 2 rooms or 2 studios right next to each other. I mean, if you look around for a place, more than likely, if you find 2 places in the same apartment complex, they're not going to be close together. You're going to be able to get what you can get. So you're gonna, if you manage to find 2 studios in the same apartment complex, they might be spread out. So Pete's will not be right there to fetch your drinks or make your coffee or fetch your parcels, Foodie. And honestly, if you're going to be independent, you should learn to do those things yourself. Pete's is not your butler, okay? He's not Lurch. If you're going to be independent, if you're going to do this independence thing, then be independent and take care of yourself and let Pete take care of himself.
I need to brush my wig. I've been dick cooking and around and everything. Anyway, I miss you. I might get myself a little studio. I just need something like cute that I can for myself. The vibe has to be there, so I'm gonna look for something, you know. Do you like it?
Not bad, but I shouldn't have added the extra salt.
It was too salty.
Yeah, like the flavor sort of crept up.
Mmm. Did you taste the bok choy?
Not that I could notice.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if the reason why she's eating healthy now has less to do with her being healthy and wanting to be healthy and more to do with knowing that's what Nader prefers, because he likes the healthy food. So this might be another way that she's trying to appeal to Nader. Look, I'm going to get my own place. Look, I'm eating healthy. I'm behaving myself. You just have to wonder about things like that. Does it all add up? Is it all a coincidence, or is there a reason for all these things happening so close together?
I don't know what bok choy tastes like.
Well, there's a lot of vegetables like that that just add water.
Yeah.
You know? You're gonna go live?
Well, adding salt is definitely a mistake on my part. That first couple bites, I didn't really taste much of anything, but as it went on, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm getting salt here.
Did you you're gonna go live later, a bit later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be live later, people.
You know, one thing I haven't heard Foodie talk about, taking her cats with her. There's no mention of the cats. She hasn't said anything about the cats.
A weird bok choy stem. Alright. I'm gonna be playing Mario later. You guys are always welcome to play. I create a room on Mario Kart. On apartment? Oh no, Pete will not be getting my cat. No, he can get his own cat. They're my cats.
You don't take care of them.
If I go away, he can watch them. But when I'm at my apartment, those cats are mine.
You're so selfish, Foodie. You don't really want to take care of the cats, so what's the point in keeping them just because they're yours? If you don't want to take care of them, let somebody else do it, for real. It's time. If you want to pursue your me life, do so, but don't make the cats suffer. Don't put them through any more suffering than what they've already been through. I seriously doubt that if you did move out, you would turn into, you know, Harriet the homemaker and keep the place clean, keep it tidy. And if you're going to be moving into a studio apartment, that means less space for them to move around. And that might make them upset. Moving into a very tiny room with hardly any space, and the space that is available, it's messy. There's stuff everywhere. You want to get your own place, and if you don't want to be bothered with taking care of anything but you, let somebody else take care of the cats.
I'm gonna have a pickle. And I've seen the model.
You know, I would just like to know where she's going to get the money to do all these different things. She's talking about traveling. Now she's also talking about moving. Both traveling and moving take tremendous amounts of money. So where's this money going to come from that she's going to do all these different things? I would think you either can travel or you got to move. You can't do both unless you're making a tremendous amount of money, which I don't think she's making that much.
Filter slip, that's just stupid angling or bad makeup or bad lighting. Or does everyone look super nice in their pictures all the time? No. Like, Nader is not even in my brain anymore, in my future. So
okay.
No, and nothing I do from now on has any involvement with him. Like,
okay.
At all.
Sure.
So
keep telling yourself that.
This is me needing a change because, I don't know, new start, you know? We've been wanting to move for a little while, so now it's time to really think about it, which I think would be good.
The only moving that we've heard that you want to do is away from Pete's and in with Nader. Never have I heard you and Pete say, "Oh, we want to move." It's just you wanting to move away from Pete's to be next to Nader.
Footage got all, yeah. What's unbelievable? I don't want people bullying each other in here. You don't see Shay or Vicky making pictures of people and going after them like you guys go after them. You know it. Stop it. Cut it the fuck out. If you.
Let me see if I can get the chat in, because that is always the last part to process with one of her live streams. Let's see if I can get it.
With the price of food these days, this is a Starbucks color changing cup. Emotional, yeah, you know exactly. And he can also start talking about the yeah. I mean, they are expensive nowadays. One has any involvement with him, like, at all. So this is me needing a change because, I don't know, new start, you know? We've been wanting to move for a little while, so now it's time to really think about it, which I think would be good. Cut it the fuck out. You're the security deposit? Don't say anything. Let them see it. Hi, Tiffany. Positive vibes only. So sick of the bullying by wannabe trolls. If it was, it would keep going, right? If it was fabricated, it would keep going. It's not. Like, if we wanted to fabricate drama, you don't think that it would be way better than that? I don't know. Like, I don't fabricate shit. I don't fabricate condoms in my room. I'm just fucking.
Oh my God, what? You don't fabricate anything. Please. Please. Oh, just take it back, Foodie. Take it all the way back. I don't fabricate anything. Not you. You recently said in one of your live streams, I just say stuff and let you guys run with it because it makes me money. That's what you said. That's what you said. You admitted that you make the drama and you let people run with it because it makes you money. But no, you don't fabricate anything. No, not at all. It's all truth all the time on the Foodie Beauty Show. Yeah, the truth that you run in your head, maybe, but not the real truth.
Forgot to clean them up. I don't know. When you're in the heat of the moment, you're like, give me the, just wrap it.
And excuse me, madam. Excuse me. I saw your little staged scene. And I clocked you from all the way over here. Thousands of miles away, I clocked you. And a few other people clocked you too. Girl, you staged that scene. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And not very well, I might add. A condom wrapper in the middle of the floor where it normally wouldn't be. And what looked like a brand new condom on your shelf, just sitting there, just hanging out there. Listen, if you were having some wild monkey sex up in your room, for reals, that condom would have been in the bathroom in the trash. Because when a guy gets done doing the nasty with a woman, that's the first place he goes. He goes to go pee. And to do that, he's got to take it off. And when he does that, it goes in the trash. And a condom wrapper in the middle of the floor, really? It's not going to be right beside the bed, because that would be the logical place for it. And that bed, the sheets didn't even look slept in. They weren't even messed up. The sheets should have been off the bed. The pillowcases, the blankets off the bed. There should have been sweat stains on the sheets. There were none. The bed would have been moved away from the wall, considering the amount of force that it would have taken to do things with you. And that's not me shaming you. That's just a fact. That if you're going at it hard and heavy, the bed's going to freaking move. Girl, if you had sex more often, you'd know these things. But because you don't, you staged the scene really, really badly. It's a law. That whole thing was a law.
And then throw it. Like,
yeah, okay.
You know.
Okay, let's think about the logics of that. So you got the condom wrapper. It's not going to fly like a paper airplane. Even if you throw the wrapper, it's not going to go very far. Come on, girl. Stop trying to sell that lie to us. We're not buying it.
I can't wait for house hunting videos with my face. Yes. Well, no, I'm not going to be showing people my where I'm going to go. Although that will get doxxed, I'm sure, eventually.
Yeah, because you're not careful, because you live stream 10 hours a day and you're not careful about showing people landmarks or street signs or anything. So that's why I think it's really weird that you want to move, because you're like, I'm concerned for my safety, even though people have your address and they send you stuff. And people have known where you live. They have known. And you're lucky that nothing bad has happened to you with people, that many people knowing your personal info, but nothing bad has happened. So what's this urgency to move, Foodie? I think the urgency is you want to be with Nader. Nader doesn't like Pete's being around you. And so you want to be in your own space so that you can go back to Nader and say, look, things are different now. I've got my own space. You can come over. You can spend the night. Pete's won't be here. You're trying one last ditch effort to be in his good graces and get him away from Dee Dee. But here's the thing. Even if you've got your own place, it's still not going to work, because the two of you cannot be around each other for more than 48 hours. So, trying to get at Nader still, it's not going to play out the way you think it will. He don't like you. He hates you. He loves your money. He hates you. And that's never going to change.
So anyway, I'm just ignoring people that get on my nerves right now. I hope no one shows up at your door. Yeah, nobody really, knock on wood, they don't, because I mean, that's illegal, right? I could get them arrested. And honestly, I'm not afraid of people. If they want to come here, they think they have something, like, show up. What? Like, what are you?
So you're not afraid of people, but you're saying I'm concerned because people know where I live. So that doesn't make sense. If you're not afraid of people, you're not afraid of people. But why say that's a reason why you're moving?
I do. I'm not afraid of people. And I don't know, like we're in the bed getting busy, and then you reach for one and you take the wrapper.
She's still trying to sell this lie. I ain't buying it, Foodie. Not for any amount of money am I buying this. No, ma'am.
You take it out, you take the wrapper, and you throw it. You know, the wrappers. I think one of them was in the bed, and I shot it on the ground.
Sure.
I still have to clean them up.
Yeah, okay. You big liar.
So, oh no, he went into it. First 2 times were quick.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, was it Josh Dugar? Che, is your husband Josh Duggar? This chat is too crazy right now. Oh, was your husband? Okay. He wants a sugar mama? No. I don't think he sees me as that age, I don't think. So all we have, well, we're just hanging out, like, randomly, like,
I think she's trying to find and create Nader 2.0. Try to find some guy that she can throw her money at for companionship. She's not looking for a guy, obviously, that has money, has his own car, has his own life. She's always searching for guys that are lacking something, rather than guys that already have their act together.
we're just hanging, we're gonna hang out again this weekend. The languages, you can talk, so, like, and he's type fast type, like, and he's easy to, like, he's really smart, so he understands, like, we just managed, like, it just became second nature, like. Really, Abby? That's their problem. Yes, Black Cillian. Hey, Black Cillian. Yeah. Although he has a lot of family. Like, I noticed, like, people who come here usually have a lot of family supporting them, or, you know, they come here to work to help their families. It's usually, yeah, life is not easy over there. So, you want to hear something? I don't know if I'm supposed to do this, but I was browsing, you know, more things, and I matched up with, like I said, there were like a few other hot Turkish men who matched up with me. So I don't know if they know him, but they look like him a lot. And oh my God, I think Turkish men so far have been like the hottest men I've ever seen in my life. I don't know, like, what it is. Oh,
You know, it just seems like Foodie seeks out men that she has nothing at all in common with. And there might be some language barriers. I'm not saying those language barriers can't be broken and can't be worked around. And there's a lot of people that manage just fine and they don't speak perfect English. But it just seems like I see a pattern with her. Like she's always seeking out men from different cultures that she has nothing at all in common with. Nothing at all. Nothing.
ugh. And so I was, yeah, I don't know. At first I was excited, like, yes, I have freedom, please kick me out. And then after a while I was like, eh. Even though I was kicked out, I was still spoiled. I would go home like almost every day to eat, and my mom would give me money and pick me up and take me everywhere. Like, you know, but it was a really good experience for me. Zac Efron. And oh my God. How can I cosplay Rob Ford? I guess I have a shaved head. I can just fucking put on a suit. Put one of my pillows. No, I have a gut. But it has to look like a male gut. Like I have a bubble butt. So I have to make my gut. Like if I stand from the side, my ass protrudes like my stomach does. So to make it look more male gut, I have to put. Big Turk. She was getting her lip fillers. Like she's having problems So what am I gonna do next weekend with this guy? Maybe he can cook for me.
Why? Why is it so important for Foodie to find a guy to cook for her? She's a grown woman. She can cook for herself, but she's always looking for guys to cook for her, as if she doesn't know how to cook. Why is it so important that he must cook for me?
I just got a lot of attention right now, so. Excuse me. Hello. Oh, yeah. I'm going to work out a good schedule for myself. We're going to look for apartments. I'm going to lay in bed and talk to that guy from Qatar. And I like when he calls me, he's walking around Montreal and he showed me the fireworks yesterday. Burn all that trash furniture, buy things you're proud of. I want to buy little things, like maybe we could go to, I don't have a ton of money. Like for like, if I'm going to be paying for 2 apartments, I need to like, you know, watch, like Pete's is okay for furniture. He wants all his. For me, I'll probably take the sofa.
You know, I don't know if Nader is her main motivation for wanting to move out and get her own place, but if I were Pete's, if that is the main motivation, I would get real nervous real fast. If she moves into her own place and he moves into his own place and she's paying all the bills and she starts seeing Nader, and then Nader gives the order of, I know he's in his own place and you're paying for it. I don't like it. You better cut that out. Because like I said, at any time she can cut that off. So unless Pete is financially independent to where he's not financially dependent on Foodie, you know, she could leave him high and dry.
And my bed and stuff, my room furniture. I can always get a nice little kitchenette set for very cheap, like oh, do you want to look outside? Okay. Time to get some other. Actually, we have boxes with box mounted. I don't have to worry. Ugh.
You know, if I were Foodie, I would leave the majority of that furniture behind if I move, because all that stuff is trashed and probably stinks and smells. It's not worth taking. It'd be better off just to get new furniture.
Maybe if he can get a kitten. Yeah, he can get his own cat, you know. We're both going to love living alone. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Never again. No more raging, no more shit, no more.
You know, it was interesting, her body language when she just said, we're going to love living alone, and she shakes her head no. Like she's not sure of herself.
Worrying about irrelevant shit. Like, why was I even doing that? But Pete's living alone, especially as he transitions. But he's not going to live alone. Like, we're going to be in the same, you know what I mean?
But how do you know that? How do you know that? The thing is, you're saying we're going to live in the same apartment complex and we're going to live very close together. You don't know that until you secure 2 apartments that are close together. You don't know that. You can't say that yet.
Like, if he wants to bug me, he can just bug me. Ready, set, repeat, average, Jane. I don't know. I blocked everybody for a while in haste. Will you still cook for him? No. Maybe once in a while I can cook extra and bring him some. Yeah. This is what live streaming has allowed me to do. It's allowed me to like
act the fool.
Have an outlet, make
to act the fool.
Money.
And act the fool making money.
At the same time, I need to like go through life. You know? Like, so I have to really just wait. I do want to go back to like actual recorded stuff too, but I really love like in real life streaming. Like that's all I watch is like mostly streaming and stuff.
You know what, Foodie? If this is your life, I wish you'd be truthful about yourself. Because at this point, you have pushed the audience so far. What are you afraid of if you just came out and said the truth? Here's what you should say to your audience as truthful. I like being on YouTube and I like live streaming because it frees me up from the work of putting an edited video together or a series of them. I like live streaming because I can just turn on my camera and you guys throw money at me. And you sign up for memberships, which means more money in my pocket. I could just sit here and run my mouth and I get paid for that. I don't have to be creative. I don't have to be innovative. I don't even have to be positive. You guys are going to be here no matter what. I can be completely rude to you and tell you off and block you when I want, and you'll come back for more. That would be an honest statement from you.
I don't know. It's interactive. It's less lonely than just watching a show that's not real.
It's not really interactive because you don't pay attention to half the things being said in your chat. You're off in your own world being greened out or bitching about Nader. It's not interactive. It's just you doing lazy content.
You know? Maybe I'll play Mario with you guys. I'm bored. Pete and I are gonna get matching apartments. We're gonna look for matching apartments. If we can get, my ideal thing would be to get like a nice, all-inclusive, fucking 2 studios or 1 bedroom, maybe even a studio, 1 bedroom for me and Pete in like the same buildings because I want them close by, either in Ottawa or Gatineau. I'm not moving.
You know, I got this feeling that she's going to start off saying, I'm going to get us matching apartments. And then that is going to turn into, well, I'm going to get myself an apartment. But here, Pete, I'll pay for a room for you somewhere else. You know what Pete is going to say? Okay. He'll agree to it because that's what she wants to do. So I don't think it's going to be 2 matching apartments. I think Foodie is going to just downgrade that for Pete's to just a room somewhere. Just a room. So just pay for 1 room for Pete's.
I'm in Toronto right now. I'm not ready for that shit. I don't want a huge change, but I want to change. No.
Change where you are before you go somewhere else. Otherwise, the change won't stick.
So that's what my thing is. Mr. Time.
Okay, so let's refresh and get to the comments because those are always fun. Let's get straight to the comments. Okay, shut up, Foodie. Come on, Mr. Circle of Death, cut that out. Stop it. Hey, I'm done with you. Go away. All right, let's go on to the comments. Lala says, yes, boss Chantel, twice the utilities, twice the rent, twice everything. You're such a smart businesswoman. I said that. It'll be double the cost no matter how you play that. Plus, just a move-in for 2 places, first and last month's rent, security deposit, pet deposit for her. So you're looking at first, last month's rent for both places, security deposit for both places, turning on the utilities. That's a lot of freaking money. Lot of money. Evie Zamora says, is she trying to get rid of Pete and act like an independent, changed woman? Or does that mean Nader could come to her? Honestly, I'm leaning in the direction of this is Nader motivated. This is so Nader behind this. Because remember, she was raging at Nader a few days ago. Then the next morning, she was completely calm. And she had a ring on. And she was not really talking about Nader anymore. Then Nader shows up with fresh groceries. And now she's talking about moving into her own place. Huh? Does it all link together? I think so. Georgia has left the building, says, Pete will at least be safer without the Tinder hookups tracking through. Look at how violent Nader is to him still. P.S. Leave Saggy alone. She deserves a better quality of friend. Yeah, I agree about the safety thing. If Chantal is obsessed with sleeping with strange men and bringing them to her house versus a hotel room, that puts Pete in jeopardy because he might just be sleeping upstairs doing his thing and there's some strange guy in the house. He doesn't know who this person is and who knows what's going to happen. Flower S says, let Pete have a 1-bedroom apartment. He deserves to walk around and find himself. I would like to see Pete have a nice life. I still think he's a dick for what he did to the cats, but I think it'd be healthy for him to be in an environment that's clean, where he can talk to people, meet people, do things. He needs to come out of his shell, and being around Chantal is not fostering that environment. A says Nader won't move in just because Pete isn't there. He is happy with Dee Dee. They went on a picnic. Yeah, if this is for Nader, if that's her main motivation, it's not going to work out the way she wants it to. It really isn't. Real Sugar says throwing money, weed, luxury hotels, and other men at Nader didn't work. Now she is talking about getting her own place to see if that will get Nader back to her. It won't. Even if Pete were out of the picture, even if Dee Dee weren't in the picture, he still wouldn't do it. They can't be around each other for more than 48 hours, and they both have said that. So even if she were alone and he were alone, it still is not going to happen. Christine Taggart says a one-bedroom is like $1,400 a month. I know my son pays that. Yeah, most one-bedrooms are in the $1,400, $1,500 range. So I don't know where she's getting this. It's going to be cheaper thing. Freya says just leave Pete where he is, and you can move into a psych ward, sorted. Well, I don't think Pete can pay $2,400 a month. If that's what the rent is, I don't think Pete could manage that on his own. I could be wrong. He could be making that kind of money. But then again, even if they moved out, who's going to pay for all the damages to the villa? The place being repainted, the carpet ripped out because there's stuff all over the carpet, the appliances being repaired, the drains unclogged. Who's paying for that? His name is on the lease. She could easily leave him high and dry to deal with it. So they move out. That's another expense that's going to have to be dealt with. Bobong Chef says, is this another ploy to lure Nutter to your new apartment? Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Keefster says, you don't owe Pete to pay his rent or food, but the way you go about it always comes off terrible and self-serving. This is like the 4th time you tried to rehome Pete for men. If you don't want to live with him, be straightforward and honest. Give him notice and move. You have held his stability in flux for almost a year now. Yeah, that would be the honorable thing. That if she wants to be on her own, at least be kind and let him know way ahead of time so that he can prepare. Maybe go out and get a job and start making some money so that he's got something to work with if everything goes down that way. But knowing Chantal, how terrible she is, she strikes me as that kind of person that she'll keep her mouth shut until the very last second, and then she'll let you know something major has come up. She strikes me as that kind of person that if she moves on, she'll let you know by text. She won't even give you a phone call. She's a coward. She would let you know by text. Oh, by the way, Pete, I've moved out. Good luck. She strikes me as that kind of a female. Robert Whitaker says, Nader is on panel talking about your 1-week romance, how hard it was to perform in a romantic setting and the aromas emitting from the fupa. Hardest 1 week he ever had to spend. Then they show the footage of him in your undies and the dress. Dee Dee was on to OMG. Yeah, I reacted to that panel and they showed that footage. And I'm sure it was hard for Nader to perform. It wasn't like Chantal was at least being hygienic to aid in that process. She prides herself on being filthy. Marty CB says Chantal is not Pete's mother. He has to get his life together. He's an old man, FFS. You're right. Chantal is not Pete's mother. She's not obligated to take care of him forever. He's a man. He's got to do his own thing. He cannot rely on Chantal forever. He just can't do it. Louise says, if you were a real friend, you would help Pete get some sort of help from the government. His severe depression would be classed as a disability, but you won't do that because you want him to be your slave and at your beck and call. If she were a real friend, she would be seeking out everything she could to help Pete. If she cared enough, helping him get out into the world and do for himself in every way. Get him around people. Get him in social settings where he's more comfortable. If he needed some kind of government assistance, get that started. Get a lot of things started. If she really cared about Pete, and if she wanted life on her own, she could set him up nicely to where she could be on her own and not have to worry about him. JC says, sinking lower, aren't you, Chantal? Good grief. Do something with life. Walk, job, get cats groomed, taxes, cancel HelloFresh, clean without family help, go volunteer, anything. Yeah, and you know what? Anything new she does, she can turn into content. It would be great, new, fresh content if she did any of that. Lounge Babe says, he just needs a room. You just need a room, a padded one, shaking my head. I wouldn't want you to be son's friend, let alone best friend. You're a friend to no one. Pete needs a bunch of sisters, and I bet you wouldn't treat him as disposable as you do. Yeah, if he had a bunch of sisters, she wouldn't dare treat him like that. Joanne Smith says, how will you get a place if you have no credit? Well, the only other way I could think of is throwing a bunch of money at whoever the landlord is, showing a really big bank account and saying, hey, don't worry, I got this. I will give you extra security deposit. That would make things better. The only other way to get around bad credit is to pay more money up front. So that'll be even more money out of her pocket if this goes through. Fibronalcy fan says, whatever, Chantal. We all know Pete is the last frontier to Nader's heart. Well, in your mind. Anyway, stalker. You've done everything else, including still constantly mimicking Dee Dee. The new ring timing was the latest attempt, by the way. Yeah, she's wearing a ring now because Dee Dee's wearing a ring. So anybody want to tell me she's not obsessed with Nader, still doesn't want to be with Nader? She's still trying to compete with Dee Dee. I don't know what to make. Username says, trying to upset Mr. Ed by buying Pete's own place. Yeah, I don't know if that's a tactic to get Nader angry because she was supposed to get Nader his own place, and now she's talking about getting Pete's own place. Again, if she's done with Nader, why is she still trying to get to Nader this way? Melinda Schumacher says she wants separate apartments so she can fabricate her hookups without Pete outing her on his YouTube, because we know these guys aren't up for her stinky fupa. Yeah, if Pete isn't around to out her, then she can, you know, make people believe her lies. Kathy L says, moving, did they inspect the villa? Yeah, you got to have an inspection before you move out, and I don't think it's going to pass. Brooke A says, Nader's not going to live with you even if you get your own place. It would never work out. You're dreaming. Pete shouldn't do anything till he has another job. You're so abusive in so many ways. Yeah, I don't think anybody should move. I know the rent is high there, but it doesn't make sense to move right now. She hasn't even started to be a different person. Neither has Pete. They both need to stay where they are, and they both need to get their act together before they go anyplace. Let's see. So that's it for the comments. Hope you guys have enjoyed this React video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment yourself. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys later. Please take care. I got to go and do some more cleaning and packing for my trip, which will be in about 2.5 to 3 weeks. See y'all later. Bye-bye.